Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Timirandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurangi Brade Vrindavanishwari Prishavana Sutadevi Pranamami Paripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So, reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, translation and commentary, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Today's verse, number 3 of chapter 2. Chapter entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. So, please repeat. Klaibyam ma sma gamaḥ pārtha naitat tvayy upapadyate kṣudraṁ hṛdaya-daurbalyaṁ tyaktvottiṣṭha paran-tapa. Word for word, please repeat. Klaibyam, impotence. Masma, do not. Gamaḥ, take to. Pārtha, O son of Pṛthā. Na, never. Etat, this. Tvayy, unto you. Upapadyate, is befitting. Kṣudraṁ, petty. Hṛdaya, of the heart. Daurbalyam, weakness. Tyaktvā, giving up. Uttiṣṭha, get up. paran-tapa, O chastiser of the enemies. Translation Srila Prabhupada. O son of Pṛthā, do not... I'll say once, then we'll repeat. O son of O son of Pṛthā. Oh, sorry. You got me confused now. O son of Pṛthā, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Please repeat. O son of Pṛthā, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Purport Srila Prabhupada. Arjuna was addressed as the son of Pṛthā, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father Vasudeva. So Arjuna is the cousin of Kṛṣṇa. Therefore Arjuna had a blood relationship with Kṛṣṇa. If the son of a Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. And if the son of a Brahmana acts impiously, he is a Brahmana in name only. Such Kshatriyas and Brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore Kṛṣṇa did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a Kshatriya. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Kṛṣṇa, and Kṛṣṇa was directly guiding him on the chariot. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. Therefore Kṛṣṇa said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit his personality. Arjuna might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of his magnanimous attitude for the most respectable Bhishma and his relatives, but Kṛṣṇa considered that sort of magnanimity mere weakness of heart. Such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. Therefore, such magnanimity, or so-called non-violence, should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the direct guidance of Kṛṣṇa. You can sit there, sit there. Welcome. Yeah, sit just there. That's fine. Yes. So, makum karoti vachalam pangam naitagrim yad kripatamaham vande Shri Gurun dinatarinam klaibyaṁ masma gamaḥ pārtha naitat upapadyate kṣudraṁ hṛdaya-daurbalyaṁ paran-tapa. O son of Pṛthā, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Yes, his weakness of the heart. Right? This is the point that Kṛṣṇa's making. It's degrading impotence because you're not going to do your duty. So let's review Arjuna's arguments. We did this last Friday. We'll just run through it quickly. Starting from the previous chapter, 32 to 35, Arjuna, remember he's on the chariot and he's reeling, he's having a breakdown almost. His Gandiva bow is slipping from his hand. He's in the middle of millions of warriors. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, the sun is coming up. It's very dramatic. All the great leaders described in the Mahabharata here and there, they're all assembled. Everyone is ready to fight. And Arjuna doesn't want to fight. So what is his arguments? This is very interesting because this is the root of the Gita. Kṛṣṇa Arjuna dealing with his arguments. And look out for one thing that's missing. O Govinda, what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, fathers-in-law, grandson, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and property, are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them even in exchange for the 3 worlds, let alone this earth. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Kṛṣṇa, husband of the goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? So he doesn't like the action and he thinks the reaction will be bad. So this is a pious person. A pious person always considers the result of activity. The criminal, the Rakshasa, the Asura, thinks, oh, maybe the police will catch me, but I will be clever enough to avoid them, so I'm going to rob the bank. They think they can escape the reaction. But a devotee, somebody in knowledge, always thinks, is this pap or is this punya? Is this Kṛṣṇa anukulyam? Is this pleasing to Kṛṣṇa in bhakti particularly? Or is this not pleasing to Kṛṣṇa? If I perform pap, I'll be degraded. If I perform punya, I'll be upgraded. That is the devotee. He knows I can't escape. But the asura considers, I'll escape the reaction. Or he'll think there is no reaction. He'll have some concocted idea, I'll be free. But the devotee is very careful, because he's in the material energy. And the material energy, karma bhanda lokayam. People are bound by the material energy. He knows that. But the asura thinks, no, I'm not bound by the material energy. I am the controller of the material energy. Right? In the material world, the materially conditioned, they have come here to think they are the supreme. Everyone wants to think, individually or collectively, I'm the supreme. That is this material world. The spiritual world, everyone thinks, I'm the servant of the supreme. That is the difference. This is the tata, the line. On one side is the spiritual world, seva bhav. I want to serve Kṛṣṇa and his devotees. On the other side, I want to serve myself. So then I enter into illusion and I think I'm free. But we're not free. Alexander the Great become nobody. The British Empire finished. The Tartarian Empire finished. Now America is in the process of falling apart. Finished. All the great empires. Hitler thought we'll have the Fourth Reich. We'll have a kingdom and an empire of National Socialism for 1,000 years. Finished. The communists thought, we'll have communist utopia in Russia. Finished. They had all the weapons, everything. Because there's only one master in the world for the materialist. Kalosmiyaham. Time. Time is the master. You may think, now I'm Olympic champion. I can swim faster than a shark. But you'll be an old man. Time will take it all away. Time is the master. When Arjuna, he addressed the universal form, I said, who are you? What? This Virat? He said, Kalosmiyaham. I am time, destroyer of worlds. So everything becomes destroyed. But the asura says, no, I will make some yajna, I will make some arrangement, I'll be free of the reaction. And in fact, I'll be like controller. Hiranyaksha, he failed. Hiranyakashipu failed. Ravana failed. Duryodhana will fail. But I will not fail, because I'm smarter than all of them. This is the asura, false pride, right? What are the 6 afflictions of the mind? Lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, and then envy. Envy ultimately that Kṛṣṇa is the supreme, but I am the supreme. So I'm going to, like Hiranyakashipu, I'm going to kill Nrsimhadev. I'm going to fight him. All these asuras, I will be the supreme. So they think they can conquer time, and time brings the reaction. I was reading Anjalila, chapter 3. Ramchandra Khan, he sent prostitutes to try and take away Haridas Thakur's austerity and chanting. Of course, Haridas Thakur is completely in bhava, he could hardly notice. But then it says there that this planted a seed in the garden of Ramchandra Khan, and eventually he had to eat the fruit. So this is parabdha and aparabdha. Every activity is like a seed, and a seed will sprout when the conditions are right. So papa and punya, they have their fruit. And yayatambam prapadyante also, if we do a good ekadashi, we get a spiritual boost. If we make Vaishnava aparat, we get a spiritual boost. In today's verse, there's hṛdaya-daurbalyaṁ, right? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Jaiva Dharma, he explains there's 4 anathas, basic anathas. One of them is hṛdaya-daurbalyaṁ, weakness of heart. It means not being able to apply yourself to bhakti sadhana. So this is a lesson for us, that we don't want to apply ourselves. The other 3 is pap, being sinful. The other is aparad, dharma aparad, Vaishnava aparad, seva aparad. Now, aparad, we shouldn't be so fearful if we're not intentional. If we're doing our best, all inebrities are there. But if we're deliberately aparadi, that is a serious. So then, yes, siddhanta, not knowing siddhanta. 4 basic anathas. Siddhanta, not knowing siddhanta, being papi, sinful. Aparad, seva, dhamma aparad, nama aparad. And then hṛdaya-daurbalyaṁ. So the Vaishnava has lolam. He, instead of weakness, he has strength of purpose. Lolam. Vipralamba seva bhav. Mahaprabhu came, he explained, Nayanam gladasrud haraya. Oh Govinda, I'm missing you, I am separation. So the Vaishnava performs seva bhav, mood of service, in a mood of separation. I haven't attained Kṛṣṇa. I have progress to go. Just like a musician. If he starts to think, oh, now I know madanga, now I know harmonium, now I know guitar, then his application to practice will become less. And it will be replaced by pride. And then that pride will enter into his playing, and his musical display will be colored by a certain pride. And pride is not an attractive quality. Shyness, modesty is attractive. And we should understand, no matter how modest we are, we're probably still overestimating ourselves. So this is the path of satyam, truth. But the path of illusion is the enjoyer. In the beginning of Ishupanishad, Kṛṣṇa says, Ishuvasya idam sarvam yat kinchak jagadam jagat tena taktena punjita magrida kṣudraṁ. I am the controller and enjoyer. Why? Because janmadiyasya. I am the source. Just like in a mundane example, I'm the father of a family, I'm the controller and enjoyer of the family, I'm the source, with the wife of course, but we can say, yes, this is my family I've created, in a mundane sense, but by way of illustration. So that's my family, I'm the lord of the family. So Kṛṣṇa is the janmadiyasya, right? In the beginning of the Vedanta Sutra, etato brahma jignas, Brahm. What is supreme? Inquire into that. That's natural for the human being. So what's the first description? The next verse, janmadiyasya. That which is supreme is the source of everything. Kṛṣṇa says, aham sarvasya prabhavo matak sarvam pravartate. Everything comes from me. But if we understand that, Vasudeva savam iti, then iti matva bhajantimam. Those that understand that, they worship me. And that is the Mahatma, Vasudeva savam iti. But Vasudeva is everything, and it has emanated. It's all a variety of his energy. So the devotee sees that, and iti matva bhajantimam. Then he performs bhajan. And we have 9 forms of bhajan, right? You're all devotees. Shravanam, Ketanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma, Nivedanam. These are the 9 forms of bhajan. And we should perform that bhajan, that form that is suitable for us. But particularly in Kali Yuga, Shravanam, Ketanam. Therefore the if we don't Shravanam, if we don't get Siddhanta, if we don't learn the Dasamula, if we don't know the conclusions of the Vedas, this is an obstacle, it is anartha in the progress, because we'll have the wrong conception. So the materialist has no real knowledge. He's just in illusion, pride, envy, illusion, lust, anger, greed. But he's thinking he's the supreme. But he's the servant of his senses. Whatever Kṛṣṇa has created, that will remain. We are Gopi Bhatta Kabalayo Dasa Das Anadas. We are servant. Jiva Shakti. Kṛṣṇa is servant. Eko Yo Didati Kaman. So we are also servant. Kṛṣṇa is Purusha, but how does he enjoy? By serving, like the father. He loves the family, so he serves the family. And that's how he enjoys. If he's a tyrant, nobody likes that father. But the father loves the family, so almost he subordinates his life in service to the family. Same thing with the wife. She loves the husband, she loves the children, so she subordinates herself. So Kṛṣṇa, he is everything, the source of everything, but he subordinates himself to his creation by his love. That is the nature of Kṛṣṇa. Prem. Kṛṣṇa has prem for his creation, particularly the living entities, and they have prem for him and his devotees. That is the spiritual world. That gives birth to the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the ocean of devotion. So all the rasa is there because of seva bhav, but the materialist is getting jada ras. And he is always frustrated, lust, anger and greed. He gets a little taste, he thinks, I'll have more. Now I'm a billionaire, I want to be another billion, I want this, I want more power, I want bigger position, I have more followers, Dhanam Janam Sundarim. So then he's finished. Because he's performing pap, and the seed will grow to a plant and he'll have to taste the fruit. But the devotee is careful. He's in the material world. So I was reading the Gopal Champu the other day, and it's Jiva Goswami says, I'm describing the Leela of Kṛṣṇa that's in short form in the Bhagavatam, 10th canto. But I'm going to develop the ras. I'm going to develop the ras. So I was reading it and I was thinking, oh, wow, this is really the Golok Leela. It's full of description of the Leela of Kṛṣṇa in an expanded form. And then I came in the temple, I was sitting under the tree and I was thinking, actually, this is just as much the kingdom of Kṛṣṇa as Golok. You know, now sometimes we're worried, oh, the globalists are doing this, there's this, pandemic, there's this, there's that, there's birth, death, old age. But Kṛṣṇa is just as much the king of this world as that world. But this world is a very interesting combination of Maya Shakti and Yoga Maya. This is a very interesting place. But Kṛṣṇa is just as much in control here as Golok. We're in the... So, Name Bhakti Pranashati, a devotee think, Kṛṣṇa's in control, so whatever happens is under his sanction. So therefore, let me do my bhajan. Let me do my worship of Kṛṣṇa. But Arjuna, he's going to give more arguments. Oh, Janardhan, although these men, their hearts overcome by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin? They don't see any problem. right? Like we're saying, the asura doesn't see. It's a problem. He says, because I'm supreme and my feelings are supreme, my desires are supreme. This is narcissism, they call in modern psychology. Self-love, narcissism. Look in the mirror and you think, oh, I'm so beautiful. It's in Greek philosophy, I think. It's something narcissist. There was one handsome boy. He would look at, oh, I'm in love. So that element is there in the materialist, right? Everybody else says, if ugliness was intelligence, he'd be a genius. But he's thinking, I'm beautiful, right? So, anyway. So we can see the fault, but they don't. But why should we behave like them? With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished. Another argument about the future. And thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life, Vana Shankara. Everything will be topsy-turvy, the women will be polluted, bad children will be born, the world will go to hell. Both for the family and those who destroy the family tradition, the ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performance of offering them food and water are entirely stopped. Pinda. Of course, Pinda is still going on now. They do it at Keshi Ghat. I've seen them do it many times. By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. O Kṛṣṇa, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplic succession that those whose family traditions are destroyed dwell always in hell. So you're asking me to fight, I have to kill everyone and then go to hell. Huh? Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts, driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness. This is actually Duryodhana. This is actually his mentality. Huh? We are intent on killing our own kinsmen. That's actually Duryodhana. It's very ironic, isn't it? Better for me if the sons, and then now this is real drama, right? Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield. I would be known in the future as a great peaceful man. No, and a dead one. Arjuna having thus, though that's his arguments. I don't like the action and I'm worried about the reaction. Cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. Sanjay, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana. So Madhusudan, that is very significant, because he's the killer. He's the killer of the Madhu demon. So Kṛṣṇa spoke the following words. The Supreme Personality said, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy." Huh? It's actually, all your arguments that you're going to go to hell, actually, if you don't fight, you will go to hell. You think you're going to go to hell because you're fighting. If you don't fight, you will go to hell. So this is the opposite. And then today, oh, do not yield to this degrading impotence. Oh, son of Pṛthā, you're a Kshatriya. You know, you're a great family. The uncle is Vasudeva. You're a great man. Huh? Do you think they would not fight? Huh? It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. So this has not come to the final point here. But if you examine Arjuna's arguments, what's missing? Now we are Gopi Bhatta Kamalayo Dasa Das. We're servants of Kṛṣṇa. Right? What is bhakti? Sava upadi vinir muktam tat pratena nirmalam rishikesha sevanam bhakti uchade. This is description, right? That sava upadi vinir muktam, all these material family relationships that he's quoting, upadi, unwanted, they're all illusory. They're part of the material dream. We have a night dream, we dream for half an hour. We think, oh, the tiger is chasing me. No, I'm a king, I'm flying in the sky. And then we dream this world of illusion. It's a gross dream. It's there, it's not like insubstantial, if you like, in the swapna. When we're dreaming, it's a real dream. If you think it's a dream completely, you'll just drive over the side of a cliff. No, it's a real dream, but it's temporary. It's an actual experience that we have to adjust to. But it's a dream. And we're dreaming that I'm this body, I'm this thing, and I have to serve. But Rishikesha Rishikena Sevanam Bhakti Uchate. We're not this body, we're not this material body. All this material relationship, it's all temporary, it's all illusory. This is what the Bhagavatam is teaching it. That's why it's the Paramahamsa Samhita. And it's under Paramo, what's it? Niyamatsaranam Satam. It's understood by the non-envious, right? Lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride and envy. Starts with lust and then envy. But envy of the Supreme Lord, because I want to be the Supreme. So in the material world, it starts with trying to enjoy, and there's a long stream of these 6 afflictions of the mind, and the final one is, I'm not making it, so I become angry with the Supreme Lord. I'm not getting that unlimited position. I'm not the King of England. I'm not Alexander the Great. I'm just a dying man in the desert, right? Alexander the Great, he was in modern-day Pakistan. He was climbing up, attacking the fort. Somebody jabbed him with a spear. And of course they have that medicine there, right? In Pakistan, poison. It was a poison. So he died. They all had to go back in the desert. And he died in the desert by the poison. So he was Alexander the Great. He was so great, he died in the desert. Very significant. No kingship, nothing.
Someone gave him poison in alcohol. Someone gave him poison in alcohol to Alexander.
Yeah, there's discussion on this point. But the point is, he's defeated. But here, Kṛṣṇa is explaining, and this sounds very good, right? Sometimes people make this argument, oh, Kṛṣṇa's bad because he made Arjuna fight. And Arjuna is the good man because he was peaceful. And it says in this man-made scripture, do not kill. And Arjuna is a good example. He didn't want to kill. Look at all the war in the world now. In the Middle East, in here, there, everywhere there's war. We have to become pacifist. But where does Kṛṣṇa say, become pacifist? He doesn't say that. Because we're in the material world. And not everybody is a good guy. It's as simple as that. Therefore, Kshatriya means one who delivers from harm. The Bhagavatam doesn't say, do not kill. And anyway, how can you say do not kill? Because we have to kill. When we take a carrot out of the ground, we're killing. Right? When we cut a cauliflower, we're killing. But of course we say, live on what can be offered to Kṛṣṇa, and then the pap is gone. Yat karosi yadanasi. Whatever you eat, whatever you do, whatever tapasya should be done as an offering. Manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji. So we offer everything. And Kṛṣṇa says, even if you eat vegetarian food, what to speak of abominable foods like slaughtered animals, especially the slaughtered cow, then you're verily eating only sin. Because there's reaction. If you're a materialist and you're cutting your vegetable garden, there's a reaction. So Bhagavatam says, it doesn't say this is correct, but it says jivo jivasya jivanam, right? The general, in one living entity is food for another in this world. This is the material world. And it gives the, what does it, it says yes, the non-moving entities are food for the moving entities. This is in the Bhagavatam. Like for example, the plants, the trees, the grains, they're the food for the animals, and even in the sea, the coral, they're food for the fish that can move. So the non-moving entities are food for the moving entities. And then it says, those entities that have no hands, like they have hoofs, they are food for the animals that have hands or claws. Like the tiger, he's got claws. The bear has claws. The lion has the leopard, the predators. So those animals, like the deer, gazelle, the hog even they've got big tusk, they are food for those creatures that have claws and hands. And we see that, right? This is very practical. Just in the sea, that would be the shark. He has teeth that catches other fish and eats them. So, and then it says the general rule is that the weak are food for the strong. Now this doesn't mean to say that this is a nice thing, and but this is the material world. The non-moving entities are food for the moving entities. The entities that have no claws or hands are food for the animals that can grasp. And the general rule is that the weak are food for the strong. The big fish eats the little fish. But that does not come with a recommendation. That is a warning. That is a warning. The Bhagavatam is warning us that if you want to live in the material world in this selfish manner, then you are going to be the food for a stronger entity. And we see that. The weak countries, they are under the control of the powerful countries. Right? So this is the material, this is how it's working. Bhagavatam is giving a description. And it is meant to give us detachment from material endeavor. Because if we enter into that world of eating, just like businesses, one business tries to buy out the other business. It's about, and there are three trusts, business trusts, that are the most powerful: Vanguard, State Street, and BlackRock, Blackguard. They're the three most powerful. And out of those, Vanguard is the most powerful business, and they are all built, they have all the other businesses tied together underneath those pyramid shapes. So this is the natural function in the material world. People, I was once in Mathura. It was near the Janmastan. I was on the motorbike, and there was a big pile of sand on the side of the road, some construction work, and there was about 10 dogs, and they were playing King of the Hill. One dog was on the top of the sand, and the other dogs were trying to knock him off the hill. and I can be the big dog. They were playing, they weren't like chewing each other's legs off. But this is the material world, that everyone is trying to be the king of the hill. Everyone is trying to be the supreme. Huh? But what is absent here is, so Arjuna is not thinking, what do you want, Govinda? This is me, my family, my karma, my result. And he's illustrating the material condition. And it sounds convincing. The Bhaktivinoda explains this nicely in Jaiva Dharma. The material energy, because it is aham sarva shivo, because it has emanated from the Supreme, it has an element of potency in it. It convinces us. Therefore, you know, when the Russians took over Afghanistan, they took all the smart children and they took them to Russian universities. And they came back thinking, yeah, Marxism is good. Huh? The state should control the means of production, and then it should decide what people get, and then we'll have utopia. And they came back atheistic, because they listened to Marxism. So whatever you listen to, even in the material world, like in Germany, they thought, oh, National Socialism, that's the solution to the problems of the material world. So it has a certain potency. So Hitler and his followers, they would, you know, we got to do this, we got to get rid of them, we got to do that, then we'll be happy. So everyone is thinking, well, I'll make some material adjustment through globalism. Now is the globalists are trying to expand their empire, and then we'll have happiness. No. And in Kali Yuga, everyone is thinking, you know, the child is thinking, when I'm a teenager, I'll be happy. And, oh no, when I get married, I finish college, then I'll be happy. And then when I have children, I'll be happy. And then the old man is thinking, when I'm dead, I'll be happy. And now in Kali Yuga, the women are thinking, if I become a man, I'll be happy. Right, isn't it? You know, feminism. It means feminism, they give up feminine behavior and become masculine. And then the men, they're so full of estrogen from the birth tablets, they're thinking, if I dress as a woman, I'll be happy. But nobody's happy. Huh? Dukkhalayam asāsvitam. Because you're papi. So you're eating a bitter fruit of your activity. So because you are not considering Gopibhata, Kamalayo, Dasa, Das, Anadas. You're not real. Kṛṣṇa, that's in the Gopal Champu. Kṛṣṇa, he puts it very simply, Jiva Goswami says, Kṛṣṇa means one who is full of bliss, and so he attracts. Right? Simple as that. Right? Kṛṣṇa is all attractive because he's full of anandam. Oh, that's the next thing. Janmadhyashyata. And then the third sloka of Vedanta Sutra, describing Brahm, that which is supreme, anandamoy vyasat. He's full of pleasure, and he is pleasure seeking. That means he enters into Leela. Kṛṣṇa is Leelamai. He enters into Leela with all the living entities, expands as Purusha Shakti, Swarup Shakti, Radharani, Baladev expands as all the Vishnus, Radharani expands as all the Gopis and Manjaris and so on, and then the Jiva Shakti. Why? He is Atmaram, this is Jaiva Dharma also. He is full of pleasure, anandamoy vyasat. But by making a creation, it stimulates his pleasure. Huh? Just like you might be a great musician, but you want to play with other musicians. It develops your musical ability. Huh? You want to dance, but you don't want to dance alone. You want to dance with the Ras Leela. Huh? There's a saying in English literature that said, lovers like an audience. So Radha and Kṛṣṇa, they're the supreme lovers. They have the Ras Leela. Krishna is loving everyone and expanding with everyone. And Radha and Kṛṣṇa are loving to see everyone in bliss. So Krishna's control, Ishvara Parama, is to give love, you see. But the Asura becomes Rakshasa, and then he wants to control, he wants to manipulate. I have the money, I have the power, I have the position, and then I will be supreme. But time comes and cuts his feet. And he tumbles down like a statue with no feet. So this is the material world. Sarva upadi vinaya muktam. So this material energy, it's in the Navadvip Mahatmya by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Nityananda is going on a tour with his devotees. He comes to Simantadvip. And there Maya, that is the residence area in Navadvip Dham of Maya Devi. So Maya Devi approaches Nityananda. Nityananda is Guru Shakti, Guru. Actually Guru Shakti is an Angamanjari. And Maya Devi approaches Nityananda Prabhu and says, you know, the Vaishnavas are always condemning me. They're always rejecting me. They're always saying, oh, be careful of Maya. Don't fall to the entreaties of Maya. But I love the Vaishnavas. I am an expansion of Radharani. I am Durga Devi. One of the names of Radharani in the spiritual world is Durga Devi. Because Durga, you can't get out of the spiritual world. Because of Prem. So, she is speaking to Nityananda. Oh, you know, and I love the Vaishnavas, but they hate me. This is not a good condition. How have I been made with this job? So Nityananda Prabhu says, no, don't think like that. You're the best friend of the Vaishnavas, because you teach them not to go to the material energy. Sava apudi birne muktam. Give up this aham mameti, I'm the body and this is mine. You teach them, you give them a slap. Go back to your sadhana. Go back to Kṛṣṇa. So you're the best friend of the Vaishnavas, because you take them to Golok. You teach them that there's nothing in this material energy. What does Lord Rishabhdev? He starts when he's teaching his 100 sons. His nunam pramatta kurate vikarma. This is Lord Rishabhdev, renunciation personified. He says, if we think that there's some enjoyment in sense gratification, this is madness. And then he says, Mahat Sevam Dwaram Aho Vimuktes. But no, if you serve the Mahatma, Daivim Prakritim Ashrita, the Mahatma is somebody situated in the spiritual energy. That is the open door to liberation. So Nityananda explains all this to Maya Devi. Says, you are teaching everyone, don't come to me, illusion, don't come to rebirth, don't come to hṛdaya-daurbalyaṁ, don't come to aparad, don't come to ignorance. Become learned in philosophy, become liberated, chirtodapanamarjanam. Go to Kṛṣṇa, you're the best friend. So then Maya Devi was very happy and pleased. She saw. So this story is a wonderful story by Bhaktivinoda. And then Simanta. Then Nityananda put the tilak. Simanta. So Simantadvip. So this is a very learned position here. Arjuna is, of course, this is Yoga Maya acting. Apparently Don't go to the material energy. Don't become hṛdaya-daurbalyaṁ, weakness of heart. Cultivate sadhu sangha, seva bhav, serve the Mahatma, hear from the Mahatma. Avoid aparad, avoid these things. And then life is a series of decisions. Arjuna, he's considering, is this papa punya? So we can consider like this. What does Rupa Goswami, Janma Krishnānuṣīlanam, what is that? Anyābhilasita sunyam jnana kama anaviran anukulyena Kṛṣṇāna sevanam bhakti uchyate. Right? This is pure devotion. We should think, is this favorable? We have three actions, right? Our voice, our mind, our body. Is this favorable to Kṛṣṇa? And then on a secondary level, is this papa punya? Is this a good activity materially or a bad activity? So this is how we can make decisions on the journey. And Arjuna is showing that, you see, the materialist, he's trying to enjoy, he's considering his family, all his upadis, but he only has anxiety. Just like if you look at the five rasas as they're in the material world, a man falls in love, a young boy falls in love with a girl, he feels emotions, but he's also in anxiety. Will she love me back? Will I lose her? Will somebody take her? So we have marriage too. And then the mother and the father, they love their children, but they're also in anxiety. They're in kunta. Is the child safe at school, on the journey to school? Is he brushing his teeth? Is he safe? Bad, is the dog going to bite him? So on. So, and then, Sakya, I have friends, but I have revealed my heart to my friends. Will they tell my enemies how I feel? We have anxiety about friends. And then the master and servant, dasya bhav relationship. Will my master, I'm serving my master, but the business is not going well, so maybe he'll throw me in the street and I'll have no job. So then people, they go to shantaras. They call it depression. And this is Buddhism or Mayavad, don't have emotion, because emotion is anxiety in the spiritual world. But in the spiritual world, the activities of conjugal ras, the substance is not anxiety. The substance is anand. Because it's an eternal relationship. Even though Radha and Kṛṣṇa, they have vipralamba, the substance, this is how Kṛṣṇa is stimulating rasa and bhava. And Mother Yashoda, she's anxious for Kṛṣṇa, but it stimulates bliss. Because there's no admixture in the spiritual world. And then Sakya, the cowherd boys are wrestling with Kṛṣṇa and having fun, beating Denakasura and so on. But the substance is bliss. They're laughing and joking. The substance of emotion is bliss. It's not anxiety. Same thing those Jiva Goswami is explaining in Gopal Champu. They're having great banquet in the morning and their servants are running here, serving everyone. They're feeling great bliss. So in the material world, the emotions are composed of admixture. There's some happiness from the soul, but it is jadaras, and it is mixed with kunta, anxiety. But that is completely absent in the spiritual world. The relationships are there, and they're all ecstatic bliss. So this is the vision we must cultivate. And this is what Kṛṣṇa is going to lead Arjuna to. Sarvadama prajaja mamekam saranam braja am tvam savapabebyo mukshayishamima. I'll give you liberation from all this material entanglement and anxiety. And I'm going to situate you, Rishikesha Rishikena Sevanam Bhaktir Uchate, in your natural position. But he asked Kṛṣṇa, Arjuna, have you understood everything now, Arjuna? Are you ready? He's still giving the choice. So the thing is, that is how we inherit the spiritual world, by making the right choices. And yes, the material world has many convincing things, because it is an emanation from the absolute truth. But param-drisva nivartate, if we become immersed in the philosophy of the Vedas, the Gita, the Bhagavatam, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, then we see the falsity of the material world. But Arjuna is showing, I'm confused, Kṛṣṇa. So Arjuna, he's getting chastisement here. He's waking up. As the Americans would say, get your act together, Arjuna. In modern Varna, don't be a wimp, Arjuna. Be a man. Pull yourself together. Right now, modern psychology, they blame somebody else. I had to be a bad man because my father used to slap me every day when I was a child. No. Take responsibility for your own actions. Get it together, Arjuna. O son of Pṛthā, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. So this is Kṛṣṇa. He's waking up Arjuna. What do you think? Come out of Maya. And often, Srila Prabhupada, when I'm listening to Prabhupada's lectures practically every day, he's very strong. This material world is a place of birth and death. Wake up! This is what Kṛṣṇa is telling Arjuna. Look at your situation. This place is a place of eating and sleeping, and everybody is eating each other. The microbes are eating each other. The African savanna looks good, but all the animals are eating each other. Become detached from this. Fix your mind on the spiritual world. Read the Bhagavatam and chant. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, we'll finish on that. Thank you very much. Any questions, comments? You're all learned devotees. Many years, you know all these things. But we gather together, sadhu sangha, sava shastra hoy, lava mata sadhu sangha, sava siddhi hoy. So this is how we get strength, by sangha, sadhu sangha. Yes.
So, thank you, very wonderful class. Lot of things you have explained and I noted down in my mind a little bit. After some time I will be forgetting. So, I just want to know further from you that Arjuna, we are like hṛdaya-daurbalyaṁ. We particularly myself, hṛdaya-daurbalyaṁ, unable to take any decision. So many confusions are there. Like Arjuna, we are confused all the time. And when Lord has said already that He is the cause of all causes and He will be only as per His choice, everything should be done. Then who are we to make the choice to go this way or that way? Means how we can decide to go on the spiritual side?
Well, you choose to came here, right? You came here by your choice to this class tonight. So the thing is, we have to give up this Messiah syndrome, I call it. You know, the man-made religions, they're waiting for a Messiah to save them. Do you understand? The Muslims think somebody will come and save us. The Christians think Christ will come again and save us. The Jews think a Messiah, a great leader, will come and save us and make us. Huh? That is not Vedic philosophy. Vedic philosophy is this: give up petty weakness of heart, Kṛṣṇa is saying. You make the decision. You realize your own potency. Stop waiting for somebody else to chant your rounds and save you. You get your act together. This is what the point Kṛṣṇa is making. You see, this modern psychology, oh, I'm a victim of the past, therefore I'm not responsible. So we go in front of the judge and jury, and the judge says, why did you rob the bank? Oh, Your Honor, I'm a victim of the past. I had to rob the bank because I was born in a poor house. I say, well, now you're going to the prison house. We have to take responsibility. We can't say it got the victim syndrome. I'm a victim of the past, and I'm waiting for the future. Sometimes people say that. They say, I'll chant Hare Krishna when Krishna wants me to.
Yes.
Right? That is Mayavad thought. I am just a little spark, and when Krishna wants, I'll go to the Brahman. No, you make your decisions. This is what Krishna is saying. Give up this weakness, pretending that you're some kind of nice person. What is this? This is degrading impotence.
I got your point. Whenever we have learned in other lectures, they say why bad things happen to good people. Why bad things happen to good people. Then they bring the karma theory that you have three types of corpse, and then three types of corpse. You make the good corpse, and you will take out the bad corpse, because earlier you have grown the bad corpse. That's why you are getting the bad corpse. Though you have made this time good corpse. So karma theory will come out again.
Karma what?
Karma theory.
Karma fal. Yeah.
So, though you are doing the good thing, but already you have done the bad things, as for the previous karma, then you will get the bad things at the moment.
But Krishna says, Ma sucha, muksha yishyami ma sucha. You surrender to me, and that will be all gone. And then Rupa Goswami says, Tattena nukampatham, that you undergo the token karma of surrendering to Krishna. We still have this body. You undergo it, but still do your bhajan, offer your obeisances to Krishna. Then you become the lawful inheritor of the spiritual world. Just in the same way that a faithful son inherits the property of the father, you see. So we have to take responsibility for our activities, and we have to take responsibility for the karma fal that comes to us. But we have to continue with our bhajan, you see. Does this answer your question? And we shouldn't be too concerned about the past. Bhakti Vinod, what does he say? Forget the past that sleeps, and near the future dream at all, but act in times that are with ye, and progress ye shall call. So whatever's happened in the past, forget that. It's sleeping. But now you see, life, you see, the time factor is absent in the spiritual world. But even in this material world, if we consider deeply, we're only living now. Our life is a series of now. that we interpret in terms of past and future, but we only living now. So eternal time is here, even in the material world. So we have to make the right decisions now, you see. This is the time. That is what Bhakti Vinod is saying. Make the decisions now. Forget the past. Don't dream. The future will be good if you make the right decisions now. Right? Huh? So this is impotency. Krishna is saying, you're being impotent, Arjuna. We have to make our understanding. We are part and parcel of Kṛṣṇa. We're the same quality as Kṛṣṇa. We have amazing potency, every living entity. Sometimes people say, oh, I would love to see an incarnation of Kṛṣṇa. An expansion of... You're surrounded by expansions of Kṛṣṇa. Everyone is a part and parcel of Kṛṣṇa. Everyone... What is it later on forth? The soul is amazing. Huh? We have to understand. Right? If you want to be a musician, you can be a musician. Why? Because Kṛṣṇa is a musician. You have musical ability. Huh? If you want to be a dancer, Kṛṣṇa is a great dancer. You can be a dancer. Like you see the children in the temple, they come in and they learn to dance. It's coming from the soul. So we have to understand that we are amazing, the quality of the soul. We have to realize our own potency. And that potency is expressed in choice. Lolam. Huh? The yogi is able to choose the emotions he feels. The materialist is under the sway of karma file. He's in this confused state. Huh? So we as devotees who practice Chaitadharpanam, Martanam, Bhavamahani, we have to realize what our choice, even in the material world. Now they have the Winter Olympics, right? If you want to become a high jumper or a great skier, you have to discipline yourself. So what are we on the path? We're on the path to becoming a companion of the Supreme Lord. That's better than any Olympic medal. So therefore Rishabdev says, therefore, Nunam pramakta kurate vikarma, this is all madness. So what should you do? You should engage in all sorts of penance and austerities. In order to attain the absolute truth. This is what he tells his son. But it's up to you, my son. Don't wait for a Messiah, this Messiah syndrome. This is what the politicians, they play on it, right? Vote for me and I will give you heaven on earth. Right? Every politician says that, right? I'm the Messiah. But we have to be our own Messiah. This is what Arjuna is saying. Don't be, Kṛṣṇa is saying, don't be impotent, Arjuna. Get your act together. Right? Be a man. You're a son of Pṛthā. You're a Kshatriya. So, does this answer your question?
No, I got the point now. Think about the moment, at the moment, present.
Yes, make
Never
the...
think whatever had been done,
Yes.
what will be done, forget about that.
Yes.
Now we are talking about the Arjunas, think only of the Arjunas.
So we make decision what? What will be good for my bhajan? You understand? If I'm going to Calcutta, say I want to go to Navadvip for Gaur-Panim, then I start planning. I make all decisions and adjustments so I can go to Gaur-Panim. So if we have the decision, the lolam, to go to the spiritual world, Prabhupada said, go back home, back to Godhead. If we have that in view, then all our decisions become tailored accordingly, you see. And they're all in the now, you see. So We're architects of our destiny. Right? This is one thing Prabhupada says. And he also said, we have to fly our own aeroplane back to Godhead. Right? I can radio instructions to you, but your hands are on the controls of your life. You see? We're all in formation. But if somebody decides, I'm going to go into the valley or go into the mountain, what can we do? We have to fly our own aeroplane. You understand? That is the potency of the soul. The potency of the soul is to choose. Free will, desire. And that Kṛṣṇa doesn't override that. We decide Kṛṣṇa, then Kṛṣṇa comes. First decision, then Kṛṣṇa. First decision, then Maya comes. You understand? It's the decision. We're tatastha Shakti. Seva bhav, Kṛṣṇa comes. Self bhav, Maya comes. But the catalyst is our choice. You understand? So we have to put everything, forget the past, and now decide, when you get up in the morning, I'm going to use this day nicely. My decision. Like a lion. Like Arjuna. Ooh, he's at the beginning. Now I'm ready, Kṛṣṇa. So that is the point. Don't be weak. Be a lion for Kṛṣṇa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Or a lioness. But we're not the body. This is right. Sava uparivane muktam. We're a spirit soul. So that's another point. We should perform bhakti on the basis of an awakening swarup. That is Raganuga Bhakti. That is what Lord Chaitanya came to. One day he'll give a big class about that. But this is the main point. We are lions. We're not little mice. We're Krishna's lions. Lord Chaitanya is what? He's the lion. Yeah.
Like lion.
So that is, Prabhupada is a lion, right? He was 69, he traveled across the ocean with a box of books and 40 rupees.
Also in the sea.
In a ship. You have to be a lion. You have to be a lion. And then Kṛṣṇa, this is he's a lion. Okay, thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada Sadhu Sangha Bhagavad Gita ki Jai.